Oh, we have somebody coming on stage for the first time in their lives. We love this lovely lady. She had us laughing from day one. Are you ready to go? Valerie, Libasci, come on, give her a hand.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming. I just love living in Long Island. You know, I was raised in the South Bronx. I lived in an apartment building with a lot of class, all low. Moved to Queens for a while, and now my husband and I are at the top of our game, and we're living in beautiful Levittown Estates. Recently, we went to the Nassau Coliseum, and I had to go to the bathroom. And as usual, the line for the ladies' room was out the door. There's no line in the men's room, so I went in there. And it was quiet for a minute, and then all of a sudden, I heard this low voice, like, wow, how cool. This is the first time I saw a transgender. And then I said, how cool. This is the first time I'm using the urinal. When I go shopping with my husband, he gets very annoyed when I don't return the shopping cart. So last week when I went shopping, I made it a point to remember to return the cart. So when I came home, I said, honey, you'd be so proud of me that I brought the cart back. He said, that's great, but where's our grandson? And then the other morning, my milk spoiled, so I had to go back to the store to return the milk. So they gave me a brand new container of milk. So I came home and I said, you know, they took the rotten milk back and they gave me a whole container free of charge. So he said, that's great. Now, do you think you'll remember not to put it in the kitchen cabinet? Then a couple of weeks ago, we were watching our grandkids and they were in the backyard playing, and I noticed a hard-boiled egg on the counter. And I was a little hungry, so I figured I would have a snack. So I bit into this egg. I almost gagged. It was I never tasted anything so horrible. The texture was terrible. I said to my husband, what the hell is wrong with this egg? I said, and look at the color. And he said, Val, it's silly putty. And then, you know, I remember my first date with my husband so vividly. We went out dancing, and it happened to be Cinco de Mayo. So they brought out this magnificent Mexican buffet. And all of the men rushed off to the dance floor to get on the food line. They're not my guy. And I said, wow, he's a keeper. This was so romantic. So when the dance was over, I said to him, how sweet were you? You didn't even pay any attention to the food. I said, and you kept all your focus on me. He said, Val, I can't eat that crap. I have irritable bowel syndrome. And then I have two grown sons, and when they were young, I homeschooled them. So one day, my oldest son hears me in the living room talking to myself. He comes in, he said, Mom, who the hell are you talking to? Nobody else is here. I said, Alan, it's parent-teacher conference day. And then, when they got to high school, they went to public school. And my younger son, Steve, was very interested in theater. So he came home one day, and he said, Mom, I have great news. And I said, you look so excited. What happened? He said, I got a part in the school play. I said, well, what part did you get? And he said, it's the Jewish husband. I said, next time, get a speaking part. Everybody knows that I hate to drive now, but that's because I'm old. Because when I was young, I couldn't wait to get my license. So my boyfriend at the time took me for my driver's test. And when I passed, I was like so happy. So I said to him, hon, would you be an angel and let me drive? And he did. And he is. And then, talking about cars, my husband works for a car dealership. Just to let you know how screwed up he's been lately, he comes home from work and he says to me, Val, I got to tell you something. And I said, what? And he said, I've been drinking brake fluid. I said, brake fluid? Are you crazy? Are you nuts? And he said, Val, calm down, it's not addictive, and I can always stop. And then, now that I'm getting older, it must happen to some of you guys sometimes. You have something on the tip of your tongue and you just can't remember it. The other day we were watching TV and I said to my husband, what's that big store that starts with a W? And he goes, Walmart? I said, no. He says, Walbaums? I said, no, that's not it. He says, Walgreens? He says, Val, you know what? Just forget about it and it'll come to you later. And sure enough, 2 o'clock in the morning, I sat up in bed and I said, Kmart. And then I was out shopping and I ran into a friend of mine and she had a picture of her son and I hadn't seen him in a long time. And I looked at this picture and I said, wow, he must be working out. He got so big. And she said, he was always big. She said, don't you remember my nickname for him? We used to call him Turkey Legs. So I said, yeah, he looks like a turkey legs. She said, I said Hercules. And then I'm Jewish and I like matzah, and I eat it all year round. The only problem with it, if anybody knows, it's very binding. Like, it goes in, but it never wants to come out. So now I found out that they made a new brand of matzah, and it's high fiber. And the logo on the box is, let my people go. Thank you, everybody.
Valerie Libasci. Come on, give her a hand. Isn't she terrific? Up. She made it. Let my people go. Let them go.